Hi everybody, John here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story that happened to me the weekend, on Sunday actually. Having quite a good weekend, all in all, meeting up with the VC people. I'll talk about that more. But on Sunday, um, yeah, something quite fun happened to me. When I'm talking, I'm listening to this, Simple Minds, Once Upon a Time. I haven't listened to that for a long time. So, on the Sunday, I decided to go into B&Q and see if I could get myself a big, robust box to put my jazz records in. I'm going to show you now a bit of footage of my shelves behind and where my jazz records are at the moment. So here are my record shelves. Nothing particularly unusual about this. It's just, the way I have it. Now, before I had any jazz records, they were sort of interspersed in amongst my collection, and then I started putting them in a corner down at the bottom, and then they sort of started to sort of dominate the music that I played. So I thought, well, I'll move them up to here in this top corner, which is what I did. And I had them there for a while, and then they started bleeding into this next one, and I thought, oh dear, it's getting a bit messy, because I like a little bit of order in my records. So eventually I just took them out, put my records back the way they should be, basically A to Z all the way down to the bottom. And I sort of started putting my jazz records down here like this on the floor, which is, I'm not entirely happy with that. It's not a sustainable setup, is it really? I don't really like it. So what I thought I would do is take myself off to B&Q. To see if I couldn't pick up a large plastic box of the sort that I could store records in, because I could have a box down here, and yeah, it's kind of in the way, but rather than just being sort of loose on the floor like that, that was my intention. Okay, so you see, yeah, it's not good to have my jazz records like that. They're going to start to deteriorate before long. So I need to get a big box. I was on my way to Cardiff to see if I could find a box, and I stopped off at our local car boot sale on the way in, like you do, lovely sunny day. I wasn't there very long. I think I'd probably only covered about half the stalls that were there, and about midway I sort of came to the end of one row, and there was a man there, a man and wife who I'd seen there quite often, and they're pretty much there every time there's a car boot sale, and I think they are traders. They're quite elderly, but I think they do these sort of house clearances and things. I suppose they're probably in their 70s. Anyway, so this elderly man was struggling to carry his armful of records to the table. He plunked them down on the table just as I got there, and I started, looking through them. And he looked up at me, sort of red-faced, and said, "You can have these and all the records in my car for a £5 if you take them out of my car for me." And yeah, quick thinking, I thought, well, that's quite a kind offer. Shoved my hand in my pocket and pulled out the change that I had on me. I just had some shrapnel, and I said, "Oh, it's too bad I haven't got £5 on me." "How much you got?" he said. So I counted it, £3, £3.50. I'd run about £3.60 in silvers and coppers. And he said, "That'll do." He snatched my coins from me. He said, "There you go, they're yours." So I sort of walked over to his car and saw this big box actually of records, and yeah, I didn't really sort of look to see what was in there. I mean, you know, car boot sales, you have to kind of rummage and see what you can find, don't you? And I thought, well, before anybody chimes in and tries to sort of change the situation, I'll just grab the box and take the records on the table that he'd already managed to take out and go, because I had no more coins on me anyway, so I wasn't going to buy anything more at the car boot sale. So I lugged this box all the way to my car. So here's the box that I ended up taking away. Carried it across the field where the car boot sale was, I guess about 200 or 300 yards all the way to my car. The thing weighs a ton, but I was on a kind of rush, I suppose, from my quick deal. I didn't think about it at the time, but kind of paying for it now with sore wrists and aching tendons and things in my arms. So I picked a few out. These are the ones that I picked out that I'm gonna sort of keep, and I'll show you those. But the rest of it is pretty much what you'd expect, I suppose. The ones at the front here are ones that I just took a look at, but decided really not to keep them. I don't know, I mean that's a potential, but it's sort of a big band thing, and I'm not really into big bands, I don't think. Oh, this is one that, yeah, I'd meant to take out, but oh, and Count Basie, I'll take that one out too. But the rest of them are all fairly ordinary things. Oh, there's a K-Star one there. Maybe I'll take that out too. Now this, I got excited about this. This looked like quite a good record. Sort of a compilation, Columbia Jazz Festival. But unfortunately, the records inside are wrong. Not the actual record that's inside the cover. So that was a shame. What else have we got? Judy Garland, Della Reese, Gloria Lynn. I think there's a French guy there. Shirley Bassey. I mean, it's kind of charity shop stuff, typical sort of thing. Lots of James Last in here. So, yeah, there you go. So I've looked through. There's not really much in there. The majority of the stuff, of the records, is going to go straight to other charity shops when my arms feel a little bit stronger. But I did pick some out though. I'm going to start by showing this one. I haven't cleaned any of these. I've just taken them out and listened to them briefly just to see, you know, if it's something I want to keep. This is Sarah Vaughan. This is actually a very, very nice record. She's got a very sumptuous voice, and yeah, it's sort of, you know, light jazz. Glad to have that. I mean, that was worth the money I paid for it alone, I think.
When we say goodbye, I die a little. While the gods above me, who must be in the know, think so little of me, they allow you to go. When you're near, there's such an air of spring about it. I can hear a lark somewhere begin to sing about it. There's no love song finer, but how strange the change from major to minor every time. we say goodbye. Every time we say goodbye.
There was also another record here by Carmen McRae. Never heard of her before, but again, a very sort of lush female singer. Very sort of beautiful music. I mean, I can't really explain it. I'm probably going to have to do a bit of a needle drop on these, but I mean, the sound quality on some of these old records is amazing. Better than what you get these days, I think. And yeah, like I said, I hadn't even cleaned it yet. There was this in there, jazz concert, original soundtrack, Duke Ellington and Bobby Hackett. And in the box there was quite a lot of big band music, which I'm not really interested in really. So I tried to pick out ones that were less likely to be big band. This is Woody Herman and his orchestra. He says, I'm not really into big band music. This isn't really big band. It is a little bit, but it's got Charlie Bird on guitar. Not bad. This was probably one of the better things in here. A Swinging Affair. Stephanie Grappelli and Django Reinhardt. Spoken about these characters just recently in a video. Then there was this Steeleye Span compilation. I mean, yeah, it's only on Pickwick, but hey, not like it really cost me much. Great jazz pianists. I'm umming and ahhing about keeping this. It's three pianists: Oscar Peterson, Errol Garner, Art Tatum. I really have decided now I'm never going to collect another Errol Garner record. I really don't like the way he plays. Kind of gives me a headache. I really like Oscar Peterson, but if I have to listen to Errol Garner as well, I don't know if I want to keep the record. What else was there? This was a fun little compilation with some unusual things on here. The Pop Explosion Volume 1. Yeah, it's got Nina Simone on here, Dionne Warwick, Ike and Tina Turner, Mr. Moonlight by the Beatles. Oh, it's got Jimi Hendrix, House of the Rising Sun. I don't think I've ever heard him play that song before. It says, Dylan, Animals, Vanilla Fudge all have done this one, but never like this. Yeah, I haven't listened to it, so I certainly will clean it up and give it a go. Of Status Quo records in there, Just Supposing, and Pile Driver. Kind of on the fence about Status Quo. I mean, this one is actually on the original Swirl, like, yeah, that's beautiful. I think there's a cut-off point with Status Quo, for me anyway. Probably around about mid-70s, but I haven't really kind of worked out where that is yet. This is a really unusual looking thing as well. Ohio Express Pop Explosion. Yeah. I mean, I took this out just for the cover, really. I haven't really had a chance to look in to see what this is, but could prove to be quite an interesting record. Okay. Okay, so that's about as far as I've got with these records. They're about £3.70. I've got a small handful of records to explore, I suppose, and I got myself a plastic box. Cost a lot less. In fact, you could argue that I've saved my money through buying records at the car boot sale, because otherwise I would have gone to B&Q, probably spent about 15, maybe £20 on a large box, and I spent a lot less, got a box and some records too. Okay everybody, thanks very much. Check out my next video. Bye.